Frustration is an ugly, irritating, uncomfortable experience. To be pushed to the brink so far that you say, fuck this. Anything is better. But if you choose to feel your feelings instead of just coping with them, you unlock a potent manifestation portal to speedrun a desire into reality. What is something so unbearable in your life that you choose not to feel just how unbearable it truly is? What uncomfortable feeling makes you run to your desired coping mechanism? Whether it's doom scrolling, impulse shopping, substance abuse, bed rotting, maybe there is something so unbearable that nothing numbs the discomfort anymore. Congratulations, you've reached the first checkpoint. Your comfort zone has become uncomfortable. Reframe frustration as a mirror that helps you see yourself. By allowing yourself to sit with difficult feelings, see what clarity is revealed to you. If frustration is a mirror, what might it be showing me? You don't know what your face looks like until you put a mirror in front of it. That's what that means. So what do I see now that I didn't see before? I was using shopping to cope with the fear and anxiety of being seen on YouTube. The shopping addiction felt like a parasite, like I couldn't control my brain or my actions. Fear was making me procrastinate on every aspect of my life, whether it was YouTube related, art related, even my day job related. But I didn't know it was fear. I thought I was just having a hyperfixation moment with 2017 Liz Lisa. But I didn't know why I was procrastinating on things that I genuinely wanted, like being a YouTuber, even just being a productive person, someone who performs my day job like at all. I thought maybe that I just needed to become more focused, more disciplined, more of someone else, less of me. Maybe my problem was just undiagnosed ADHD. That's a bar. The procrastination led to frustration, which brought me to this video that I just clicked on for entertainment, not because I was looking for advice, but I ended up finding the answer to a question that I didn't even realize that I was asking. And I made this video because it could be the one missing piece that clicks everything together for you. Sometimes YouTube videos find you when you most need them. If you don't know what you want in your life, I'm going to present to you 2 questions that will help you find the clarity that you need when you're feeling frustrated and stagnant and you don't know why. When you go to your coping mechanisms, when you find yourself coping, what are you avoiding when you choose to cope? For me, I was avoiding doing anything related to YouTube, and I was using shopping to run away from the feelings that I felt that come along with being like a baby YouTuber. The second question is, what don't you want? You probably don't know what you want. There are a lot of us out there who don't actually know what we want, but maybe you know what you don't want. You might know the answer to these questions now, but now that I've asked a question, you can sit with them and you will find the answer to them later. In your ponderings, once you see frustration and other negative emotions as tools, like a mirror, like a signpost, like a lens, and not an uncomfortable experience that you need to cope from, you open your mind to receiving the clarity to move forward from cyclical patterns that we tend to fall into. Frustration is clarity. The universe shows us what we don't want so we can get clarity on what we do. If you've spent a lot of time not knowing what you want, which is a reality that is all too common because we are told what to do and have our purposes assigned to us from birth, from school, from work, portals such as rock bottom, frustration, anger, heartbreak, sadness tend to teleport us onto our path with knowingness. We meet our growth edge like putting on clothes that are slightly too small. They're irritating, uncomfortable, frustrating. If we suck our stomachs in, then we can deal with it. You spent this time not knowing what you wanted in life, directionless. So if you were not going to decide what you want, you are going to be shown what you don't want. My example is that I used to be very chill about my partners. I didn't really think or care too much about who they were. I think I just wanted a partner and the idea of that was enough. But I always ended up getting frustrated with them for different reasons because the universe was showing me what I didn't want because I didn't know what I did want. The universe showed me, do you want a raging gamer guy who is incredibly insecure and jealous? How about a stone gamer who was also a commitment phobe? The universe really loves showing me gamers. What about someone who doesn't care about your looks? What about someone who doesn't communicate? What about someone who thinks they're communicating, but they're just verbally abusing you? The universe kept dialing up the decibels, and my noise cancelling headphones of coping mechanisms just broke. After 5 long-term relationships, I sat my ass down to figure out what I actually wanted in a person. I was being shown all the things that I didn't want because I didn't know what I did want. I didn't know what to look for. You know, pretty much it was don't ask and don't receive. If you wanted to know, my coping mechanism for a long time was my art business. And I was forced to take a break. So I took a break and then my partner was shitty. And then I didn't have my coping mechanism anymore. So all my problems were staring right in my face. And it was very difficult. Flip the narrative. I woke up one day in September of 2023 worrying about my financial future, climate change, economic collapse, and just general world fuckery and said, fuck this, I'm going to Japan before the world literally burns. I had the frustration of wanting this like dream little vacation for myself and just never being able to do it. After you have clarity, there is sometimes another layer. Beyond that, you've used your frustration, you found why you felt this way, and now there's the next layer of your limiting beliefs. So in this example, my limiting beliefs were, I can't go to Japan by myself. I need to go with a partner. 4 failed relationships later, I still hadn't gone. Even now, my current partner doesn't have a passport. What we learned from this is that your manifestation, your desires, your wants cannot be tied to another person because other people can't be controlled. The other limiting belief I had was I thought I needed to know Japanese. A quick search on Google will tell you you're fine and you don't need to know. I also thought that I needed $10,000 to go to Japan because I am a clothes fanatic. And the way I busted this limiting belief was like, well, for starters, I looked at myself. Do I look like someone who can even carry around tens of thousands of dollars worth of shopping? I don't even think I have space in my apartment for that much fucking shit. I don't even know how many suitcases of stuff that is. That's a ridiculous amount of stuff. And sometimes when we want something and we feel frustrated that we can't have it, it's because of just random stories that we tell ourselves that we don't realize that we're telling ourselves. That's why we sit with our feelings and we feel our feelings and then we kind of like logic through them. I also just had a slew of random irrational fears, like some mysterious bad thing was going to happen to me, like I'll get sick, I'll break my leg, war breaks out while I'm overseas. So that's why I can't go to Japan. This is your ego's way of keeping you in your comfort zone. It just takes everything and throws it at you, and every time you gotta be like, maybe I get sick but maybe I don't, maybe I break my leg but I haven't broken my leg this far in my life, like why would I just suddenly break my leg? Sometimes unlucky things just happen to people, but a lot of the time things just don't just happen. You just need to sit with your fear and push through it. You gotta face your fears head on. At this point, you've identified what you're numbing from or where the source of frustration is coming from. You are going to list out your limiting beliefs as to why you can't have this thing, and we are going to disprove them. Why are you frustrated? I want to go to Japan. Why can't you fix this? The limiting belief is I need $10,000 to go, otherwise I won't be able to go to Japan and buy the stupid fucking shit that I want. How I disproved this was researching and budgeting and actually doing the financial work instead of blowing it off. I created a minimum viable trip and showed myself that this is possible within my own financial constraints. We're going to take this framework. You can apply this to other examples. Why are you frustrated? I feel stuck in a relationship. Talking through my feelings feels like I'm talking to a wall. Why can't you fix this? I think that I can't do better than my ex, and that was the limiting belief that I had. And how am I going to disprove this? I didn't have to do anything. He just said something really fucked up, which led me to the conclusion that anything is better than this. Doing myself is better than doing my ex, but even without myself, right? Anything is better than that situation. I don't want to date a wall. Another example, why are you frustrated? I'm not getting anywhere on YouTube. Why can't you fix this? I'm procrastinating because I feel fear, and I also rely on external validation as my only source of motivation. How I could flip the narrative of this is to learn to internally validate, to enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, to detach from outcomes, yada, yada, yada. If you have the limiting belief and you can't figure out, well, how do I kind of turn it on its head, you can literally just ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT is smart. I don't know if you know that. Just use all the tools that are available to you. Do some Googling, do some Redditing, do some ChatGPTing. If you think of the limiting belief like a tabletop, so the limiting belief is a table, and all the reasons why this limiting belief is true is all the legs that hold the table together. When we flip the narrative, when we disprove these beliefs, while we use logic to work through some of our emotions, or we use emotions to work through some of our logics, like I feel like I should do this, then the disproving would be, well, what do you feel and what do you want? Some beliefs have spindly legs and some feel like they're tree trunks, but disproving the evidence to your limiting belief is how we knock those table legs over so that the table comes falling down. If you feel this nudge of frustration, don't ignore it by coping. You don't have to accept what no longer serves you, even if it served you in the past. You don't have to cope with your negative emotions. They can be used. Once you learn how to harness frustration into action and motivation, it's very powerful. Think about all the breakup songs that there are in the world. Okay, breakup songs is some good shit, and they come from like the worst emotions that you can feel. Sometimes we can get too into the personal development world and really take on some unhealthy mantras as gospel in our self-improvement journey. If you want to hear me disprove more of the popular productivity advice and self-improvement advice, please see this video. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!